as we just get some more people signed in here, today we're going to be talking about advertising and boosting posts on Facebook and Instagram. Has anyone done any boosting of posts on Instagram? Has anyone found that found some success with that? And if so, please share with us. Yes, Herbert, please go ahead. You're on mute. There we go.
I did it through Facebook,
Okay.
but it's the same thing on Instagram. And what I did was I tried it with $20 just to see what is the reaction I'll get from $20, and then I can decide from there, do I put more money into it? And so far, it's on a 7-day ad for $20, and I've almost reached 2,000 new people. I've had numerous interactions with my Facebook page, and it blew up into a huge discussion about drones and safety and where you can fly it and all that. It was like 40 people commenting. So it's been absolutely fantastic. And it was just $20. So I'm wondering if I pump that up to 100, what could happen to that post? And it's just a video of me describing the drone that I purchased and like what are the attributes about it, the pros and cons, all that kind of stuff. And so far it's been getting fantastic interactions and posts, and people have been forwarding it to other people. So it's been really good.
Good, that's awesome. Yeah, so that would be boosting a post. Now, what Jake is going to be talking about is he has been learning how to curate ads for buyers and sellers specifically. So these ads wouldn't be so much a post or something that people would see on your feed. They would be sponsored advertisements. You know, when you like talk about a subject and then, you know, let's say you're talking about camping and then you get all these ads for tents. And now that I'm talking about it, I know my phone's gonna give me all these ads for tents. So those are the ads that Jake has been working with and trying to curate the best possible outcomes from. And frankly, it's like it's taken a few months for him to get the real hang of it. Especially because in Mississauga and Toronto, there is such an overpopulation of realtors, and you have so many people trying to do the same thing. So when you're looking to advertise, one of the best things that he's taught me is if you have something more unique, more like your unique selling proposition, whether that's you as a person, whether that's the attributes of your brokerage, whether it's a specific attribute of your listing, the backyard, the wine cellar, something like that, that is what you want to lead with in an ad, whether that ad is a video or a post. That is the main thing that's going to grab people's attention. A lot of the time I'll be scrolling and I see all these sponsored posts, and they're generally the same, you know, just listed, just sold, stuff like that. But the ones that stick out to me are the ones where I can feel like I'm either interacting with the person or they're telling me something. Does anyone kind of feel the same when they're on social media and feel more gravitated towards the posts where they feel talked to instead of just like shown something? Yes, I see a few nodding. Got some more people signing on here. I know it's a little bit delayed, but we are going to really get into it soon.
Jake and I worked on that about a year ago, and it was the same thing. I think I put like $20 in.
Yeah.
And you know, you do get a report on how many people you reach and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't readily recall exactly what was in the ad, because you know me and social media.
Yes. Well, and I think a lot of people are in the same boat, especially when you don't have a specific thing that you can post. I hear so often, oh, this will be great for when I have a listing or when I get that place sold, then I can go on social media and post about it. But there's so much other content that you can be posting on social media. There's so many other avenues to use social media. Speaking of which, here is our social media page. And for anyone that isn't familiar with our social media pages, we have a brokerage page, a regional page, and an international page. I'll put all of the handles to those social medias in the chat. Please know that any of the content that's posted on those 3 pages is yours to use, whether you want to share it, download it, whatever it may be. We curate that for you guys to use as well. So you never have to ask permission to post it. You can always be sharing it and downloading it for your own social medias as well. And then Jake, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning. Hold up, I'm just finished setting up over here.
Yeah, no problem.
There we go. Okay, good morning. I hope you're all doing well. Before we dive into today's presentation, on social media, advertising for real estate, I'd like to take a moment to extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you, and thank you for joining us. This video is going to be recorded and reposted on our YouTube pages. So you can rewatch this, pause this, and take the steps that I'm going to be showing you on how to create these ads. So if you have any questions, also let me know. Unmute your mic and ask me the question. But yeah, so are you all ready to? Can I start, or are we still waiting for anybody else to join?
We are all good. You can go right ahead. I'm excited.
Perfect. So for you to be able to follow along, you got to make sure you have a Facebook business page. Because when you create a Facebook business page, it comes with an ad center and an ads manager account. I'm going to show you how to access your ads manager account. I'm going to assume that everybody here has a Facebook business page. But yeah, this is what your business page should look like. You should see a menu on your left side over here. You're going to click on Ad Center. And you're going to get a toolbar over here. You're going to click on the 3 little dots over here. And you're going to click on Visit Ads Manager. Now I already have mine open over here because I have an ad that I already created. But this is what you're going to see. You're going to see this section over here. Yours is going to be completely blank. And if you've never created an ad before, you're probably going to see an error at the top, like I'm seeing mine over here. And that error indicates that you haven't added your payment method. And Facebook is not going to allow you to continue without adding your payment method. Now, I'm not going to go to my payment methods over here because I have my payment information in there. But what you want to do is you can hover over this menu over here. Yeah, this menu over here, you get this expanded menu. And you're going to click on Add Account Settings. And in there, you will see another option that says Payment Settings. You click on Payment Settings and you can add all your payment information. In there, you can use your PayPal, you can use your credit card, you can use your debit, or you can do a Facebook credit. So it's like a prepaid. You tell Facebook how much you want to spend that month, and it'll use that budget. Anyway, so we go back to this section over here. So we hover back here, we click on campaigns, and you're gonna see this section over here. Yours is going to be completely blank. I already created an ad because I didn't want to spend 2 hours here talking about Facebook. So I'm just gonna explain what I did. And that way you can follow along when you're rewatching the video on YouTube or our Facebook page. I'll probably upload some of these clips on Facebook. But anyway, we're gonna click on create over here. And I already created mine, so I'm gonna click on edit, but you click on create, I click on edit, and you're gonna see this over here. In here, so the campaign is basically where you tell Facebook what your goals are, what you want to achieve with this ad. Then we have ad sets, where you tell Facebook what you want the ad to do. And then we have the ad, which is what gets the attention to get leads into our lead bucket or CRM system. So in here for the campaign name, I just left it general. I'm going to create a lead generation ad for buyers. So lead generation, new listings. This part is really important, special ad categories. Most people get stuck here when they create the ad because they don't know they have to make sure they select and tell Facebook that this is a housing ad. If you don't let them know, your ad is not going to run. It's going to create errors. You'll probably get flagged, and you just got to let Facebook know that you're running a real estate ad. When you create a Facebook page, a real estate Facebook page, Facebook already knows your real estate page. For some reason, it doesn't automatically select it for you, so you have to do it yourself. But yeah, you got to make sure this is selected for your ad to run smoothly, and that way you don't run into any other issues. But so yeah, so campaign name, special ad categories, we make sure that it's in housing, and then we go to the campaign details. In here, I'm not going to go through every single one of these options over here because we're focusing on leads, but I do want to touch on awareness and traffic. If you're a new agent and you don't have like a database, you can use traffic and awareness to build your database. So if you don't have any listings, you can attract people to your website, or you can just work on your brand awareness. So if you're going to be hosting open houses in a specific area, you can do the awareness one, and that way you can let people know that you're going to be hosting an open house in that area, and that way people get used to seeing your face, and that way you can generate more traffic to either your website, your Facebook page, Instagram, and just get people, let people know. But yeah, we're going to stick with leads. I'm going to talk about some examples of some of the ads that you can run when we get to the actual creating the ads part. But we're going to click on leads. We're going to ignore this A/B test because we want Facebook to do our test for us. So this is actually new. You guys are lucky. Facebook released this section here now with the AI technology. We're going to use this Advantage campaign budget. And what it does is it delivers your ad sets depending on, it uses other people's ad sets. So it looks at the best performing ones. So it looks at all the ads that are running in the GTA, Mississauga, Brampton, and it looks at the best ones and it starts using those ad sets to run your ads. And that way you can see what kind of results you can get. This is brand new. This is a brand new feature. Before you would have A/B test, or you would just have to create the ad yourself completely from scratch. But now you can just select this and Facebook will do the hard part for you. For the lifetime budget, this is the amount of time that your ad's going to be running. Let's say I'm going to be running it for a month. I set my budget for 200, but you can choose your own budget. When people ask me how much they should be spending on their ads, I can't really tell you because that's really depending on your own marketing budget. But from my experience, you want to have at least a minimum of $100. Anything below that, you got to remember you're competing with a lot of real estate agents out there, and you're paying per. This is an auction. This is an auction ad, so you're gonna have to spend money to get those leads. It's a competition. So we're gonna click on lifetime budget, $200. Just for this example, you can set your own budget. We're gonna be talking about boosting posts later on. So if you don't want to spend $100 on ads, there is another option for you, but we will get to that at the end of this lead generation ad presentation. So campaign budget, lifetime budget, $200, and then we click on next. And in here we set the ad sets. So we already told Facebook what our goals are. We want to capture leads. Now we tell them exactly what we want Facebook to do to get these leads. So we want our audience to fill out a form. You can direct them to a website. You can you can get DMs on Messenger, direct them to Instagram. But this one works the best because Facebook does all the work for you. Facebook wants you to stay on Facebook, so it'll do everything in its power to try to keep their people on Facebook. So also, the more number of steps that you give people to take, the chances are they're probably not going to take those steps, and your ad is just going to go to waste. So click on Instagram forms, instant forms. That way, when people click on the form, their information gets auto-populated. That way, they just have to click on the ad, they see what the ad is about, their information gets filled in, and they just click submit. It's only 2 clicks instead of having them to click 3, 4 times, go your ad, fill in their address, fill in their name. Too many steps. So just keep it simple, instant forms. Facebook page, if you have multiple business pages, just make sure you have the right one selected. For ours is Realty Executives Plus. And in here, we have the cost per result goal. So this is the amount of money that we're willing to pay per lead. This is really important. If you don't set this, Facebook will just assume that you want to spend your $200 per lead. And yeah, then your whole budget goes to one lead. So just make sure you have a goal, and how much you're willing to spend for that goal. It gives you different. Let's see. Maybe I skipped that part. I'm gonna go back here. I just want to explain something. Okay, so back into our campaign, I just went back and I went to the lifetime budget section here. You can, I forgot to talk about this part, campaign bid strategy. You can tell Facebook how you want to spend your money. So you can select highest volume, cost per result, or a bidding cap. I made some notes here that you can use. I'll explain what these are. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can pause this and read this. That way you can have a fair understanding of what these are. So highest volume maximizes ad exposure and reach, prioritizing impressions and views, mainly reach. Cost per result optimizes ad delivery to specific results at a predetermined cost, such as lead conversions. And bidding cap provides control over bidding by setting an amount of bid limits and ad placements, ensuring cost stays within your budget constraints. We have these other 2 options, which is what type of auction do you want to take part in. So you can do the auction section, and Facebook will determine the price showing on your ads based on competition and demand. It's flexible and could potentially get you the best results if there's a lot of interest in your ads. And then reservation. If you have a low budget, I suggest you go with reservation, because Facebook will try to push your ad depending on the level of competition. So if the competition level goes down, your ad will become activated. If it's high competition, your ad will become deactivated. So it just kind of works on performance. Does anybody have questions on that? Did I explain that correctly? Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I got a good question regarding the $5 per lead. Is that something that the system has set, or can you put $1 per lead, or the higher the amount or leads you get? Like, what is the difference there regarding the $5 per lead?
Yeah, so when you have already run ads, you will get a better understanding of how much people are spending per lead. So I said $5 because that's what I saw in the current market. That's what most agents are spending per lead. It's actually between $5 and $10, so it should actually be 10. But I only set a limit of $200 per lead for my campaign, so I don't want to spend over that, right? So I just set it to 5, but you can change this to $1 if you want. I don't guarantee you won't get any leads. So
I see. So what you're saying is, if I put $5 in there and somebody else put $1, there's a higher chance that I'll get that lead rather than somebody else. Is that what you're saying? So the more money we put in.
Yeah, so let's say like the market right now, people are spending between $5 to $10, $15 per lead because it's really competitive right now. So
right.
So 5 is the minimum I would recommend you spend per lead. If you go anything below that, your ad is not going to you're not going to have any competition. You're not going to be competing. You're not going to be able to compete against the people that are willing to pay $5 or $10 or $15. But what you can do is you could turn on the reservation feature option on your ad. That way, when the competition does go down and people are paying $1, $2, $3 per lead, then you will join the competition.
I see. So in the most basic sense, we're telling Facebook, I'm willing to pay Facebook $5 a lead. Facebook would do its best to try to get me a lead. And if it says, hey, I got somebody here who is looking for, let's say, open houses in your area. If you're willing to pay me $5, I'll give you that contact. In the
Yes,
most basic
exactly. Yeah.
sense. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And the
you're
more money
basically
you put
playing.
in,
You're paying for the impression. So you're
right.
paying for your ad to be shown to your target audience. You're paying for
Gotcha.
that spot.
And the more money we put in, let's say we put in $15 or $20, then Facebook is gonna put that right at the top or, at the
Exactly.
highest point. And then that person is gonna see it and be like, oh, I'm looking at an open house and I wanna be in that area. Now we have a better chance.
Exactly.
And we only pay that if we get that lead. So if we do get their name, their phone number, email, whatever the contact is, that's what we paying for.
Yes. Yes, you only
Yeah.
pay when people actually submit that form. Which is
Gotcha.
different when you're
Okay.
done. If you do a brand awareness one if you do the traffic one or awareness where you're directing people to your Facebook page or your website, you're paying per click.
Got it.
That one
All
doesn't
right.
have a bidding cap, but it has a set limit. It has a set price that Facebook is going to charge you depending on how many clicks you get.
And in this situation, $200 is your cap. So if we set it at $20 a lead, we're only gonna get 10 leads, essentially. If
Yeah,
we do
yeah.
that process. Yeah.
Yeah, if not, yeah, setting your ad budget doesn't mean that you're gonna use it entirely. You can set a budget for $200, but let's say we're only competing, let's say with the $1, right? And it's high competition. At the end of the month, Facebook is not going to charge us anything because it didn't have the opportunity to compete against other ads. But if it does go into competition, it'll charge us for the time that it was in competition, and we actually got leads back from it.
Got
Jay,
it. Okay. I think that makes it clear now, right? Yeah.
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were saying with the awareness, or there was something else, but with the awareness, so let's say you put a budget of like, would $200 be a good budget for that? Or would you go lower, or how would that look? Because what I'm hearing is that it is definitely different than with the leads.
Yeah, I wouldn't try to use traffic or awareness to capture leads. You're going to be paying per click, and that could get pricey. So
Right,
for
but if
these,
let's say we do have an open house and it's like, okay, we want to make sure people in the area know we got this open house. So what would you do in that situation? Like, I don't, if it's for a weekend, obviously we don't want to spend $200.
I would recommend you use boosting
Okay.
a post instead. That
Okay,
way you
perfect.
can use a lower budget and have a broader reach. We'll
Okay,
get into
perfect.
that after we finish creating this ad. But yeah, boosting a post for traffic and awareness is what I would recommend. You can
Okay,
do it through
thank you.
Facebook too, but it can get pricey. You could also set a budget though. So if you want to spend $20 that weekend for that open house, you can come here and use awareness and traffic and set up your open house out here.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? No? Okay. Let's continue. Okay, so I set it for a month. This ad is going to be running for a month. But you can set the budget and schedule. You can even set the time. You can pre-schedule ads too. If you have an open house and you want it to start this weekend, then you can set it for this weekend. Now this part is really cool, the audience. I don't think I've ever talked about this section over here, but in audience, you can create your own audience or you can use an already pre-existing audience. So let's say we want to create a new audience. In here, we click on create new custom audience. And in this section, you have the option to upload your own resources. So if you have a good website traffic, you can connect it to your website and that way it'll target people who are visiting your website. You can target people who are visiting your app, or if you have you can download your Excel file from your CRM system and you can upload it here so you can target your own client list. Or you could use the meta sources, which is the Facebook sources. If you already ran ads before, you could rerun ads you could run ads targeting the people that have seen your ads before. So I could target the people who follow me and like my content. I could target the people who have been to one of our events before. I could target people who like our Facebook page, and so on. So, or
Can you
people who
target
have
more
already
than
filled
one?
out our form. No, it only
No.
allows you to select one. You could run multiple ads running, like targeting multiple ones. But yeah, so for this one, I'm not gonna select any because I'm trying to get leads, brand new leads, a brand new audience. So I'm gonna leave that blank. For this one, if you already have like if you already ran an ad for like an open house, you can use that one, and retarget the people that you targeted for your open house. And if you got good traction from that, you can just run an ad targeting those people. Then you select so once we have our audience, which we're not going to select because we're trying to we're trying to create a brand new audience. We select our location. Kind of looks like this. When you create yours, it'll automatically be set to Canada. You get rid of Canada and you type in your own locations. So you could type in Mississauga, Oakville, Niagara, and it creates a little map for you. Let's see if I can. Creates a little map for you, and it shows you what you're going to be covering. So if you select the GTA, it creates a bubble against like around the GTA, and Mississauga, it creates a bubble around it. You can't move it, but you could drop your own pin and create your own bubble, and you can move that one around. Now it has a limit. You could only do a 15-mile radius, starting at 50 miles. So it's not you can't really condense it any lower than that. But yeah, so in here you select your locations of your ad. And since we selected the housing feature at the beginning of the ad, this kind of becomes auto-populated for us. It's Canada's anti-discriminatory law. So we're targeting everybody from 18 to 16 to 65 plus. There's no way around this. I get this question a lot of how to get around this. There's no way around it. Gender, all. And now we can get into detailed targeting. So we select edit. And in here we can target interests. If you're running any other type of ad, you can target demographics and behaviors. But since we're a real estate page and this is a real estate ad, we're only going to be targeting interests. Since we're a real estate page and Facebook knows that, it'll give you real estate suggestions. So you can just kind of click on suggestions over here, and you can click on the ones that match your goal for your ad. You can select all the ones over here, or if you just want to browse. So for example, you click on browse and we get this little menu over here, interest. We click on that and it gives us a drop down menu. And we can come here and select some that we want to target. So for example, I want to target people that are renting. So I click on that and it adds it to my list. Now it has a bunch, so you could just kind of browse through there and explore and see which ones match your goals and what you want to target. And yeah, you select all the ones here. The cool part is you only have to do this once for this ad set. Every time you create an ad set, it gets saved, and then you can reuse it every time you make an ad. Or you can create new ones depending on the type of ad that you're creating. Again, we're gonna let Facebook do its thing, and we're gonna just click on advantage placements. What this is Facebook is going to choose the best spots on their social media pages to show our ad, to display our ad. So Facebook Reels, Instagram Stories, Facebook Market, all the little sections that it has to display ads, it's going to pick the best ones for our ad. So we're going to move on to the next section. Does anybody have any other questions on ad sets? We're going to go to creating the actual ad. Okay, I'm going to click on next. And in here, we create the ad. So our ad is basically showing all the listings that we have in our brokerage, active listings. So I just named it where the experts are, listings. If you're going to be running a new listing ad or a showings ad or open house, just make sure you label it correctly so you know what the ad is about. If you're gonna, because when you have many ads, it can get a little crazy. So just make sure you're labeling things properly so you know what you're getting back from these ads. Identity, we already selected our Facebook page. And if you have more than one Instagram account, just make sure you have the right one selected. Ad setup, we're gonna create an ad. In here, you can upload a single image, video, or carousel. For our ad, I selected a single image, but you can upload a video or a carousel. The carousel, I'd recommend if you're hosting multiple open houses. So this is something you can't do in a boost unless you are boosting a post that has a carousel. It's a carousel post, right? But in here, you can upload your own images. The cool thing about the carousel post or ad is that you can add multiple descriptions, multiple titles for each of the tiles. So if you're hosting multiple open houses, you can add different descriptions, and that way people can go through your open houses or your listings and see the description individually using that single form. So I'm going to show you how or you can go, there's so many options, or you can go and select a post that you have already uploaded to your Facebook or Instagram page, which is what I did. This is a post that I had a few weeks back. And I'm just going to click on Edit Media. I clicked on Add Media, Account Images over here. And then here you can go Instagram images. So it's going to go through all your content and it's going to show you all the content that you've uploaded. And you can select one of these to create your ad. This is different from boosting a post. This is not boosting a post, this is creating a brand new ad. So, but you can use the images that you have on your social media. So that's exactly what I did. I used this one. Clicked on next. Gotta make sure that it's properly cropped, which it does it for you. And that's it. You click on done, and then it auto populates and it shows you a preview of what your ad is going to look like. If we scroll down here, remember we clicked on the AI placement. It's going to show us a little error over here or warning that our ad is not going to be shown in video sections. So Facebook has a specific little section where it shows video ads. If you want your ad to run here, you have to upload a video file. So our ad can run here. But any other section, a reel video, a reel or a story, Instagram and Facebook will create like a mini reel with our graphic. And yeah, so I skipped all of this. Okay, so we upload the image. It tells us where we're gonna be showing this ad. You can go into each one and customize it yourself. But Facebook does a pretty good job at making sure that everything's cropped properly. So just kind of look at this side menu over here and just take a look and make sure everything looks right. And then the primary text. This is the part that I struggle with the most because you got to get creative with your writing. The cool part is now we have ChatGPT. So what I did for this one is I went into ChatGPT and I told it exactly what I wanted. I told it, I have an ad where I'm showcasing a map and I'm showing all the different ads that we have live on our brokerage right now. I need a description for it for a Facebook ad. Can you help me with the primary text, the headline, and the description? And then it gave me a bunch of different options. I clicked on the best ones that I liked, and then I asked it to give me 3 more examples because Facebook allows you to add different types of captions, headlines, and descriptions. And this is so Facebook can test out the best one. Like it'll continue switching your ad using different descriptions, different primary text to figure out which one is the one that's getting the most attention. So right now I have 3 different ones, but you can add up to 5. So we fill in our primary text, our headlines, and our description. So our primary text is what people see over here at the top of the ad, or on Instagram, it'll be at the bottom. Our headline is what they see over here on this section over here. And the description is what they will see when they hover over the Learn More button. it'll tell them what the learn more button is going to do. So when they go hover over here, it'll tell them from cozy cottages to luxurious estates or brokerage offers a diverse selection of homes to suit your every lifestyle. Start exploring now. And then we get it to select the call to action button. So right now I have learn more just because it sounds a little bit more inviting. It's not as aggressive as the other ones. Unless you're doing a showings ad, then you could do the book now. Or if they want to book a session with you, whatever it is, you could just, use whatever of these buttons applies best to your ad. But for lead capturing, learn more works best because we want them to open up the form and see what it's about. As creative, it'll tell you how many of the 3 we qualify for. So we don't have qualified for the video one because I didn't upload a video file, so it'll say 2 out of 3. And then we can work on the destination, which is the form. This is also new. Facebook already has templates for you. You can use a template and just kind of change the wording. You can create your own form. Now, when you create a form, you can't, and you create a form and you finish creating the form, you can't go back and edit that form. If you want to re-edit that form, you have to create a copy of it and make a new one. Or create a duplicate and change that one and then save that one. Once you save your changes to your form, that's it. It's a set form. You can't go back to it. For this one, I had created a draft. Actually, I'll go through some of the ones that we have. So I have a free home evaluation. It doesn't apply to the ad that we're running right now, but I'll show you what it looks like. Here we go. So when they click on the ad, when they click on the learn more button, this pops up. It tells them who we are and what they're going to get. You can set up a qualifying question to make sure that you can add as many as these as you want, by the way. You can also add more questions depending on the option that they choose. So if they choose 3 to 6 months, you can take them to a different question and just continue qualifying your lead, depending on what you want, the type of lead that you want. So for this one, they select this. We get an idea of when they're looking to sell their home. It takes them to the next menu. And in here, we capture their email, their first name, last name, and phone number. The next page, we include the disclaimer and the Facebook, Realty Executives Policy, terms and conditions. I'm gonna go open up my draft and we're gonna go through where to fill that information and where to get it from. We'll get back to you shortly and a thank you message. And then the button here just kind of redirecting them to your landing page. So we already collected their information. We already have their name, all the information that we need. And that way we can direct them to a website, or we can just keep them in Facebook, continue browsing through our page. But in here, we're just gonna go through the draft form that I created. You have 3 options over here when you're creating a form. More volume, it just keeps it super straightforward. Full name, email, phone number. And it's auto-populated. So all you have to do is open up the form. You will see your name, email, and phone number filled in. Click submit. Higher intent. This is where you get to play around with more questions. And then rich creative, which is where you could create like kind of a mini website experience. You can upload your own images, customize your buttons. It does look like a mini website. So if you don't have a website and you want to, if you don't have a website and you don't want to use the Facebook form, you want to capture it differently, you can use the rich creative one. Then we go into the intro. I'm gonna go back to more volume. And here you upload your own image. You could go on Canva and type in Facebook form headers, and it has templates there for you. So you can customize it and I'll upload them here. I wouldn't use this one. I would never use the same image of my ad for the header because obviously it doesn't look that well, but customize it, upload it. You can also use previous ones. If you already created one, you can use a previous one. Questions here. And here you can, it gives you a set of 3 questions already there, but you can add more questions if you want. Contact fields, username information, work information, and yeah. So in here, once you have a list of the questions that you want to get from this lead, you go into privacy policy. Now, privacy policy you get from your website or our website. And where you get it is you go to your website or Realty Executives website, and I'll show you how to get there. Here's the website. You scroll all the way to the bottom, and in here you will see privacy policy. You click on that. You copy that link. You go back to your ads manager, and you paste it in here. For terms and conditions, this is usually blank. This is what I named it. It kind of pre-names it for you, so I just had to retype that. So terms and conditions for Realty Executives Plus, and then you add your disclaimers. So not intended to solicit buyers or sellers currently under contract with another brokerage, or each office is independently owned and operated. And then we have the ending, which is where we thank them for visiting our ad. And we'll get back to them shortly, and then they can start their home search now, and you can direct them to your landing page, or whatever page you want to direct them to. And that's it. That's basically it. We created the form, and then we can just click publish, and that's it. We click publish, and your ad will go live. If there are any errors, they'll show up at the top over here, like I'm seeing over here. If you have any errors on your ad, and it'll tell you specifically what it is. So let's say you did post an image, but you forgot to check if it's properly cropped. It'll tell you, hey, your image is out of bounds. Can you please crop it and make sure that everything looks good? So you just go over your errors, make sure that everything's good, and that's it. Now, do we have any questions on ads? I'm gonna move on to boosting a post. Okay. So how to boost the post? You could do it directly from the social media page. So let's say I go back to my Facebook page over here, the Realty Executives one. I choose a post that I want to boost. Let's say I want to boost this one, right? I click on boost post, and I basically go through a mini version of what we just went through. We select the goal. We tell them that we want to get more messages, more engagement, more leads, more calls. We select the button, the action button, learn more. Special ads category, we still have to go through this. So we got to make sure that this is active and that we selected the correct one. So yeah, housing. If you don't do this, your boost is not going to go live. And the thing is, it doesn't tell you what's wrong with your ad. It just tells you there's an error. So if you don't know this, you'll just feel stuck. So just make sure that you have the ad category selected on housing. And audience details, that's already pre-filled in, but you can also do the same thing that we did on selecting the interest and locations and categories. How long do we want our ad to run for? In here, you can tell it. I want it to run for 4 days, and I only want to spend $5 per day, right? You could tell it when to start. This is good for open houses. This is because you have a larger reach. It tells you how many accounts you're gonna reach. If you boost it through Instagram, you'll get a way larger reach. So I'll actually go through one. It looks exactly the same as this, but I'm gonna go there just it's a little bit cleaner too. So here, I'll use the same example here. So you go to Instagram, you select your post, you click on boost. What do you want people to do when they see your ad? You can tell them to visit your profile if you want to get more followers and expand your brand awareness. Bringing people into your Instagram account allows people to see who you are and get a better understanding of why they're seeing your ad. Visit your website or message you. Special requirements, again, turn that on. Make sure you select housing.
From my own
If you-
personal experience, if you don't select housing, you're going to be very frustrated on a Saturday afternoon and end up calling Jake.
This is why I'm emphasizing this step right here. Why do you want, yeah, if you already have an audience over here, you can select past audiences or just let Facebook and Instagram decide what type of audience you like is recommended. This depends on the type of people that follow you and the type of content you create, the hashtags that you use. It'll target everybody with like, yeah, it'll analyze your content and your audience, and it'll target that audience and their friends, basically, like their circle of friends and followers. What's your ad budget? Same thing. We want to spend $5 this weekend on an open house that we have, and we just wanted to run for 4 days. It'll tell you $20 over 4 days. Estimated reach, 3,100 and 8,300. So this is the one that I recommend for open houses or brand awareness. And that's it. You click on boost post. If you already set up your payment method on your ads manager, you won't have to set up a payment in this step. But if you haven't, like Facebook will ask you to set up a payment. And that's how you boost the post and create an ad on social media. But, does anybody have any more questions or anything that you need to clear up that wasn't too clear?
Yeah, I'm really glad this is being recorded, because I think it's super important to be able to go back and, because I know you've gone through this with me before. But yeah, now that it's recorded, I can go back and, like you said, stop it, start it, and apply it. So, so thanks, Jake. Thank you
Yeah, no
for all
problem. No
this.
problem.
Yeah, it's really good
Yeah.
info, but it's complex.
I'm going to open up a questions page on our website, on the Realty Executives website. If you have any questions, I'll send it to Michelle so she can share it. And that way, if you have any questions on social media marketing, you can ask the question on the website, and I'll get the email and I'll answer via social media. So I'll post a video on Instagram or Facebook explaining and answering that question.
I think it's also good to have these sessions and, keep all the recordings. We do have a, social media lead generation video already on our YouTube. But frankly, I think in the last 3 weeks, Facebook has come out with 2 or 3 new pieces of technology. So creating ads, boosting posts, it can always be changing, and we always want to update you guys when these changes come. And if you have any questions, you're rewatching this or you're trying to do it on your own, you can always reach out to myself or Jake via email, and we're more than happy to walk you through it. Or if you want to send screenshots, that's always super helpful as well.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I apologize to everybody here that, doesn't realize that I'm very inept when it comes to this. So from what I'm understanding from your presentation, in my situation, I would be further ahead to make my map area the GTA, because I'm looking for people that are looking for cottages.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
One for
Yeah.
names.
When you're creating the ad, Facebook will actually show you the number, the reach level. So if you're targeting an area with a lower population, it'll tell you like you're not gonna get as many leads here. So you can play around changing the location and testing it out to see where your ad is going to perform better.
But I guess like what I'm saying is if I want to have cottage as like a meta tag in my thing, it's gonna, and I want my area to be the GTA.
Yeah.
Then it's gonna that ad is gonna show up for people that have searched cottages. Yeah,
actually, you can add that in the interest section. So you can look for an interest of people who are interested in cottages or luxury homes. You can include that in your interests, and that way you can target the GTA with people with those interests.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See, you got it.
I know.
You got it.
What's happening?
And that's it. there's nothing more I can show you. I mean, there is a lot more, but that's basically just for lead generation. I went through everything. I'm just gonna post this over here again. If you are rewatching this on YouTube, I'm gonna leave this here as the last note so you could understand what these are. These are the parts that I struggle with the most understanding. So I'm just gonna leave this here. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully we get to do these more.
Yes, thank you so much, Jake. I really appreciate
Thanks,
it. I
Jake.
know,
Awesome,
um,
Jake. Thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we've been talking about in the office and a lot of agents ask about. So this was really, really great. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone that joined us today or is watching the recording. And yeah, we'll talk again soon.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.